Welcome to War Thunder with Subdued. How y'all doing today? Today I'd like to talk about the XA-38 Grizzly by Beechcraft. Beechcraft is well known for producing many different light civilian aircraft, and back in the war they were a person or a company that tried to get in on a military contract to create this beast of an aircraft. Well, they did a pretty good job and it passed all of the testing and everything that they could apply to it, but by the time they were done, the war was already into 1943, 1944. And things were starting to go the way of the Allies. And this plane was at that point becoming a little bit irrelevant because they were finding out that planes like the P-47 Thunderbolt and the A-20 Havoc could do the job and do it quite well. Also, modifications to the B-25 with the 75mm cannon in that were able to handle all the ground attack jobs that this plane was designed to do. Another nail in its coffin was the engines. The engines that this beast uses are the Wright R-3350 engines. And the Wright R-3350 engines, 8-cylinder, air-cooled, and no matter what anyone is going to say from Gaijin Tech, the engine output for the first of these engines was over 2,000 horsepower. So right now this plane is underpowered and it's badly underpowered. Test flight with this plane feels like taking out a B-25 on one engine is what it feels like to me. Your mileage may differ. Plane looks beautiful. I gotta admit that. They did a very nice job of creating a model that looks very, very, very good and looks very similar to the photograph that everyone can see. And if you really close your eyes or squint real hard through one eye and cover the other one, you can almost see the A-26 in here because it's got the remote turret on the top and the remote turret on the bottom, and it's got the periscope. You can see the periscope right there, and on the bottom you can see the periscope right there. As well as the 75mm cannon, it also has two 12.7mm machine guns, or 50 cals for those of you that subscribe to the American slang. And it can also carry up to 4 500-pound bombs. There is no bombing reticle. So when you drop bombs, you drop 2 bombs and then 2 bombs. So basically it's shooting the moon to drop your bombs. After that, you have 20 rounds for your 75mm cannon, and it's not a high velocity cannon. It is nothing like on the Super Duck. This is the same gun that's in the PBJ, and it's the same gun basically on your Sherman tanks. It's not high velocity, it's low velocity. But if you're at the right angle, you can punch through the armor of just about anything you're shooting at. Or the back deck, anyhow. My only complaint is the plane handles poorly, because what it's showing for engine rating is at least 200, if not 400 horsepower per engine low. I don't know why that is currently what's indicated, and honestly, at this point, this is not a plane I would recommend purchasing until they fix the flight model. For those of you that have purchased it and are happy with it, great. More the power to you. $38.50, it's not such a bad deal. But the problem that I see with the plane is it really doesn't have a role. It's an attacker, so you get an attacker spawn, which means you're about 2,000 feet in the air, roughly 1.5 kilometers. And you're not going to be able to climb to the altitude of the bombers to go hunting bombers. And you're not maneuverable enough to go after fighters. So you're relegated to going after ground targets. And granted, that's what it's for, but your rate of climb is 1716 feet per minute, and it's not that fast, 328 miles an hour, and you have to be up to 15,000 feet for that to be a thing. Otherwise, you're probably looking at about 280 tops, and that's miles per hour. You people that do the metric system, do your own conversion, please. Beautiful plane, and if they adjust the engine output to put it back to where it belongs, I would be very happy to possibly purchase this. But I now understand why it was no longer necessary for the Army Air Corps at the time. They passed all of its tests. It just really didn't have a place in the lineup. I don't know whether it'll be a good plane for ground forces or not. I currently won't play ground forces because of the ultra low graphics issue, which is still a thing regardless of what anyone says. But yeah, if you want to play the Grizzly, Air RB is probably not going to be the place you want to do it. You might be able to gunship it a little bit, but your battle rating is 4.7, which means you're going to run into some pretty tough characters on the enemy team. And yeah, you got 2 turrets to protect you, but it's going to be a tough plane to fly because it is underpowered from what I see, and it is heavy. It is a very heavy airplane. Well, that's about all I've got for you. Y'all take care. Have a pleasant day, a better tomorrow. And this is Subdude signing off. Bye.